Okay, this is quite the spectacular trip. What I'm going to do first is I'll just show the video from start to finish so you can see what it all looks like. The trail, a little bit of the drive up, and a quick tour of the tram terminal and the boarding house. And then after that, I'll go into more details of the trip. I'll talk about the location with GPS coordinates on the map. I'll talk about the drive up and a few details about the walk that you may want to know. So let's take a look. Well, as you can see, it's a pretty nice trip. I'm going to fly in a map now so you can see exactly where this is. And our starting point will be the beautiful little town of Durango, Colorado, so you can get your bearings at the south end of the $1 Million Highway. From there you go north to Silverton. Out of Silverton you go east, and just a few miles out there's a sign that says Old 100 Mine Tours. You take that road out to the, that would be back to the south, and you head up the dirt road. Now, just a side note, if you've never done that Old 100 Mine Tour, it's really fun. The kids really would love it. It's quite a treat, and actually pretty educational. We had fun with it. And the boarding house is directly above where they have the mine tour. So anyway, you drive up this road, the dirt road. It starts out pretty good in the beginning, and then it gets rougher and rougher as it climbs up higher and higher. We have a Jeep, but I didn't need four-wheel drive for this road. A little bit of clearance is certainly necessary, but I would think that any SUV or pickup truck would have more than enough to get to the trailhead. You might want to check with the visitor center to get any update on road conditions, but other than that, it wasn't some rock crawling type of road. Then the trail itself is very obvious. I've listed a couple places on the map here. One I show is the slide, and the next the traverse. The slide is exactly that. I think it's easier to go up than come down, but it's just loose and you slip and slide all over the place. But not a hazard by any stretch of the imagination. As you walk up the trail, you will pass a few little mines on the way, which a couple are kind of interesting to explore. Then you hit a place that I call the traverse. The traverse is exactly that. It traverses across the mountainside and brings you to a point right above the boarding house. Now there is a kind of an indistinct trail that I could see going down prior to being directly above. It looks slippery and scary. It does not look like a place that you would want to take a fall. If you start sliding, I don't think you'd stop anytime soon. So my suggestion would be what we did, to take that traverse all the way till you're directly above the boarding house. And it's a real obvious gully that leads down to the tram terminal and the boarding house. Now the upper section of this drop is the atypical loose scree stuff. If you have several people, you'd really want to be careful. Move one at a time, stay apart and out of the fall line. It's just like a bowling alley. Once you get about halfway down, it becomes a lot more solid. It's cleaned off and there's solid rock there. It's a lot more comfortable, the last half than the first half. And that takes you first to the tram terminal, which the main mine is right behind it. You can explore that. There's a couple stories there, and then move over to the boarding house and see that. One thing that is so obvious to me, but apparently it's not to everyone, but visit with respect. Leave things alone. Don't remove anything. Don't take anything. There's no need to carve your name into the walls or anything like that. It's just really nice if the next person after we go has the exact same experience, and it's a really special place. It's really stunning. Now maybe a word of warning on this trail. It's typical of the San Juan Mountains. It's a narrow trail on side of the mountain. You know, if you're unsteady on your feet and have balance issues, there are places where if you did fall off of the trail, you'd go a very long way and have a bad day. So you might want to be ready for some exposure, I'll say. Secondly, going down to the boarding house, if I were to do it again, I think I would wear a helmet. The helmet, man, if something goes down, like I said, it's a bowling alley, and especially if you took a spill, you'd probably tumble away. So I think a helmet might be a good idea. And if you happen to have several people, you know, you need to be cautious. Move one at a time, make sure everybody's out of the fall line when somebody moves. I mean, that's just common sense, but something that probably should be said. So it's a great trip. I hope you enjoyed the video. We had so much fun there. So safe travel. Like I always say, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, GoPro, stop recording.